Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Anita Library. I'm Anita, and this is not my library. This is obviously my bathroom, and I know you're wondering, what are you doing in there, Anita? If this is your personal private space, why are we in your bathroom? I am going to switch it up. I decided that I wanted to play in my makeup today, and I also want to do a tag for you guys. It's the A to Z tag. So I thought that you could also watch me fumble through my makeup routine, because I used to like love makeup, and part of me still does, but I honestly couldn't tell you the last time I put it on. It's definitely been months, and I don't know that I remember how to do this. So I have a low threat day. All I'm doing today is like packing inside the house, so if I look crazy, no one's gonna see, so it's fine. But that's what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna do the A to Z tag, if I didn't already say, the A to Z book tag. I just found this on the Google machine. I don't know who started it. If you do, leave it down in the comments down below so I can give them credit. But I really, you know how it goes. I don't know who starts these things. I'm just here for a good time. So if you like tags, if you're interested to see how the makeup turns out, pray for me, y'all. Then give the video a thumbs up. Maybe I'll do more, we'll see. And if you're new here, I hope you consider subscribing before moving on. But let's get into the tag and the makeups. So first, I have already done my skincare and my sunscreen. I'm wearing Supergoop matte screen. So the first question, or the first letter obviously, is A, author you've read the most books from. I'm looking on my phone down here. The author that I've read the most books from, let's just go off of this year, because I'm like new to reading again this year, is Kennedy Ryan. I think I've read five of her books. So yeah, she definitely wins right now. Of all time, I want to say probably Jerome Dickey. I've read maybe 8 of his books. B, best sequel ever. I'm gonna go with A Court of Mist and Fury from A Court of Thorns and Roses, that series. Love that book. Currently reading for C, Never Lie. That's the one that I'm actively reading right now. According to my Goodreads, I'm also reading 2 other books. Business of Lovers by Jerome Dickey. I want to revisit him because he was an oldie but goodie, like a favorite from college. I literally read him and Terry McMillan, and that's pretty much it, while I was in college, and I just miss it. I miss the vibe. So I started reading that, but I kind of put it down to read some other things. And then I also am technically currently reading Fat Witch Summer. I can't remember the author's name, but this is a book that I picked for my reading challenge, and it is a crowdfunded book. So that's why I picked that one, and I'm reading that on my Kindle. But yeah, the one that I'm actively reading right now is Never Lie by Frieda McFadden. D, drink of choice while reading. I'm gonna be boring and say water or coffee. That's literally pretty much the only thing that I do drink, period, is water or coffee. Yeah. E, e-reader or physical books. Physical books for sure. I do understand the value and the convenience of e-readers for sure, especially if you want to be more conscious about like your spending, or you do a lot of rentals like from Libby or Hoopla or something like that. Then e-readers definitely can like be way more bang for your buck than like a $20 book. But I'll never, if I have to give one up, like the e-reader is going like easily. F, fictional character you would have dated in high school. Ooh, the guy, and also I use the Makeup by Mario foundation. I don't know the name of the foundation, but it's 18W. Surreal Skin foundation. It's 18W. I think it's like so natural looking. this foundation like made me fall in love with foundation all over again. When I did wear makeup, like I was definitely a foundation girly, but I like my makeup to look natural. Hopefully like I still look the same. Which I know you're probably like, why do you even put makeup on? And if you don't wear makeup, like why are you putting it on if you want to look the same? I don't know. It's fun, the process. So yeah, but I want to look like the same person, just like enhanced. Okay, so a fictional character you would have dated in high school. What's the guy? Prince from Love Radio. He's so sweet. Love Radio by Ebony LaDelle. He's so stinking sweet and like well beyond his years in like maturity. I'm gonna use the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Concealer. I did remember really liking this. I'm not particularly a concealer girly. Like I don't mind my like imperfections to show through like my dark circles and whatnot. And then I also feel like I can get away with a more minimal makeup if I don't use concealer. I feel like if I use concealer, then it starts to get like full glam, which is not my favorite at all. And like then I have to do like the whole shebang, and I just, if you know me, like I'm always running late and like running out of the door, so I don't have time for all that. But yeah, Prince from what's that book? Love Radio by Ebony LaDelle. He's so stinking sweet and thoughtful and respectful and like mature beyond his years. He's so selfless. Like I remember he like was so conscious of like taking care of his mom, and like I think he had a little brother or a little sister. He had a young sibling that he was just very mindful about. The female main character, I can't remember her name, but was she hot and cold? Remind me, was she like hot and cold with him or what? But he never seemed to like get frustrated or like short with her. And like as a teenager, like who's very like insecure and like just lets everything get to them, like to date somebody who's like so level-headed and like grounding, that would have been really nice. So I think he would have been a nice young man. G, glad you gave this book a chance. Fourth Wing, I just read this, and for some reason, like in my like heart and mind, I feel like I just really want to be interested in fantasy, but like practically when it comes time to pick a book, like fantasy honestly is like the last thing that comes to mind for me. So I'm just like, I'll read it, but like it's probably ain't gonna be all that. I loved Fourth Wing. Like as reluctant as I was to like actually pick it up, I don't know that, you know, I'm really gonna be into it enough to like commit to reading such a long book, a big book that's fantasy, and it's probably going to be dense and like hard to get into, but it really truly wasn't. It was so easy to follow. It was so like fast paced. I love games and trials books. I'm learning that about myself. So I'm really glad that I gave that book a chance. I'm trying to find a brush to use for my setting powder. I'm using Hourglass Veil, something Veil powder. It is one of their popular powders. I'm gonna use this brush. This is a Sonia G mini cheek, but I think it'd be good to set my under eyes. So yeah, I'm very glad that I gave Fourth Wing a chance, because that book literally took me for a wild ride. I read it in a day. G, a hidden gem book. This Poison Heart by Kaylin Bayron, but what I think I'm gonna say is Fast by Millie. I don't know, is that hidden gem? Do y'all know about Fast? I've seen a couple of the girlies get into Fast, but I need all of the girlies to get into Fast. So I'm not sure, but I think I'm gonna go with either one of those. This Poison Heart by Kaylin Bayron or Fast by Millie Belizaire. Or Belizaire. I just, Any opportunity I have to talk about that book, I will. Ooh, I have to sneeze. Maybe not. Okay. right, important moment in your reading life. I think I'm gonna say like finding this community of like booktube and like book social media, because yes, like books for me can be like escapism, and like they're so stimulating, they're so thought-provoking, they're heartwarming. Like I feel so much just from like the world of books, but finding community in that, and like going to the bookstore. I go to the bookstore at least once a week. Do I buy books all the time? No, but like I go in there and I catch the vibe. Going to the library, like going to book signings and like book cons and festivals and stuff like that, and just immersing yourself in the book social media community is a different world from when I was reading in college. Like I didn't have any of that stuff. I didn't think about any of that stuff. And I wonder if I would have like kept with it if there was such an accessible book community. So I'm so grateful. Oopsie. I'm so grateful to have found it. J, just finished reading. What did I just finish reading? The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. That was my first Christina Lauren book. Christina, oh man, that book was so freaking fun. That book is so fun. I rated it 4.5 stars. It was so good. And that was my, like I said, my first Christina Lauren book, and I understand like the loyalty, like the unwavering loyalty for those authors. Like the banter, like is so funny. The romance was so like genuine and sweet, and like it didn't feel rushed. It was rushed considering the timeline of the story, but it didn't feel like it. It just felt so stupid cute. I'm gonna put on I was gonna put on blush, but I probably need bronzer. I don't know if you heard me say bronzer. I have Guerlain Terracotta bronzer in number 5. This is literally the only bronzer that I have. It's so perfect. And I use this very old Bobbi Brown brush. It's a face blender. Yeah, I totally enjoyed The Paradise Problem. If you haven't read that, I definitely recommend. I haven't read any other Christina Lauren, so I don't know if that's like the place to start with them, but I definitely recommend. And I have another book from them, Love in Other Words, and since reading The Paradise Problem, I have immediately thrown Love in Other Words on my TBR for next month. Like, I need to read more from them. Sadly enough, like the rest of their books just don't catch me. I don't feel particularly interested in the rest of her books, but I don't know, that might change. L, longest book you've read. A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah Jane Maas. That book was 800 pages, and it could have been 1,000 pages. Like I said this in my review or my wrap up. It could have been 1,000. I ate that book up. I loved it so much. Oh boy, like the way the character development in that, it's polarizing how people feel about the character development from that book, because the main character that it focuses on, like, he's very unlikable for the most part until we read that book and we get a greater understanding of like the humanity within her, even though she's like battling so freaking much. But I loved it. That's the longest book. It could be longer. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I'll read anything about those characters at this point. M, major book hangover because of ... Oh, I know. I read Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson, and that book, it messed me up. It literally messed me up. I'm gonna put on blush. This is Patrick Ta. She's So LA. This is probably my most used blush. It looks all crusty crust. Don't judge, but that just shows you that I'm a creature of habit. But yeah, Monday's Not Coming. I read that book pretty quickly. The ending, it's so heavy. It's so freaking heavy, and I really was so like literally shook after reading that book. Like I just sat and I was torn apart. Like I didn't want anything else. Like I just wanted to sit and just think about humanity for a while, like what the actual heck, and just love on the people in my life and like just honor them and value them, because you just never know, you know what I mean? If you read the book, you know. Like if you read this book, you were shook. I know it, you get me. There's another book also that had me long shot, by Kennedy Ryan. That was the first book that I read of hers. I didn't know if I was gonna finish that book. I didn't know if I was gonna finish it. Not because it was bad, it was just, ooh, oh, tough. It was tough to read, and afterwards, like, again, shook to the core, and just, what even is life? How is this real? Obviously it's fiction, but like, I'm sure that it happened, and as like terrible as it is, how is it real? It's very hard to read, and it was very hard to bounce back from. Again, like I didn't necessarily want to erase the experience by like jumping into something like totally different, but they had me shook. Number of bookcases you own. 2. I just mainly have 2 bookcases and then a tbrcart. Oh, 1 book you've read multiple times. My Terry McMillan multiple times. I've read like How Stella Got Her Groove Back, Waiting to Excel, Getting Happy. I've read those many times. I've read Mina's Joint by Keisha Irvin. I've read that 3 times. I have read Flowers for Algernon. I've read that twice. I've read there's a few. Like my older books, I've read multiple times. P, preferred place to read. In my bed. I know it's bad for sleep hygiene, but I definitely love my bed. That is my happy, cozy place. Q, quote that inspires you / gives you the feels. I don't have a book quote that inspires me or gives me the feels. Like maybe if I were like an annotating girly, something more would come to mind, but at the moment I really don't have anything. Reading regret are I don't think I have any. Yeah, I don't think I have any reading regrets. S, series you started but need to finish. Actually, I did a pretty good job of like catching up with my book series. And I don't really have any that I'm like in the middle of, or that I need to, well, actually, no. So I have 2. I have 2. The first one is, I'm going to be using my Merit like single cream eyeshadow in Mid-Century. It looks like that. And my Sony G brush, the Worker. Right? Yeah. Here's I started that I need to finish. I have started the Love Struck series by Mimi Grace. I read book 1. The rest of the books are on my, I don't know if they were on my TBR. Either they're my September TBR or my fall TBR. They're one of those. And they're really short as well. And they're like cozy black romances. And they're novellas. They're under 300 pages. So those would be really easy to read and like so enjoyable. And then another series that I started but want to finish is the Element or Elemental series from Brittany Cherry. She writes so stinking beautifully. I will even consider her. I've only read 2 of her books so far, but I am ready to consider her one of my favorite writers because the way this lady just makes you feel, or makes me feel rather, so much and so deeply and strongly. My car just got full, so I had to offload some things, but I think I was talking about series I started but I need to finish. So Mimi Grace, Love Struck, and Brittany Cherry's Elemental series. I've read the first book out of both of those. The rest of Mimi Grace's are on my September or my fall TBR, and then the Elemental series, I have The Fire Between High and Low, the physical copy, and that is on my September TBR. The other 2 are on Kindle Unlimited. They're all on Kindle Unlimited, the Brittany Cherry books, but the physical copies with the new covers are coming out in September and in December, and I will be picking those up, but I can still read them beforehand because they are on Kindle Unlimited. But yes, I have those 2 series I definitely need to finish. T, 3 of your all-time favorite books. Ooh, okay. So definitely, obviously, Fast by Millie Belizaire. I just cannot get enough of that book. I don't know, did it change my life? Like, I don't know. I can't stop talking about it. So that's definitely number 1 without question. I really enjoyed Hookshot, but like, is that at this point, is it like top 3 favorite books ever? I don't know. I did really like Flowers for Algernon. That book is so stinking sweet and like tragic and sad, and like, I really like that book. Flowers for Algernon. I can't remember. Daniel Keyes, I think, is the author. But I just, that's a sweetie. And then another all-time favorite, Harry Potter. Oh my god, I can't just don't beat me up, okay? I can't believe Harry Potter didn't just jump into my head. I feel like that was just like obvious, like, oh, what's your favorite movies? Like, I have to exclude Disney entirely because obviously, and I feel that way about Harry Potter, like obviously. Does that count? Harry Potter? Cool, awesome. You unapologetic fangirl for, I'm definitely gonna say Harry Potter. I'm never gonna get over, should I do, so I just did like the most, literally the most boring like eyeshadow, but, and I was just gonna put a little like sparkly in the inner corner with these. I also am obsessed with these Bobbi Brown like dual cream shadow sticks. Like, okay, so let me tell you, this is like totally nothing to do with books, but when I was just on the way out of like being really into makeup, I found myself into like single shadows and shadow sticks. So I have quite a few of these shadows. I like ordered a bunch. I think I ordered like 4 of these, and then I like slowly, these are like $40 each, so I like slowly accumulated these. I'll buy like 1 or 2 at a time. And eventually I got like all the ones that I wanted. I think there's 1 or 2 more, but they're definitely not for my skin tone. But yeah, when I was doing my makeup, like getting ready for work and stuff, I don't have time to pull out like a whole eyeshadow palette. I have some awesome eyeshadow palettes that are like glittery and colorful and like bam, but realistically, this is what I'm wearing to work. Like, this is what I'm wearing. Or like a single shadow that just like I can throw on with one of these types of brushes, and just floop over my eyelid and just be done with it. Or one of these. This is more for like powder shadow, and this one is for like cream shadow, so that's why I use that one. But I'm just friggin' obsessed. So I only use this one, and I was gonna put like the shimmery side, because it's matte side and a shimmery side. I was going to put just a shimmery side of one of these in my inner corner and like be done with it, but I'm like, do I want to do a little outer corner? No, because that's when it gets more glam and gets into evening, and I feel like I need lashes or something, and I'm not a lash girl. Like, if I don't have time for eyeshadow, what makes you think I have time for lashes? Like, let's be real. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna pick one of these on the inner corner and like I intended, and then go about my day. But now we are at V. I'm just looking at these to see what color. V, very excited for this release more than any others. Definitely, I want this now, that's kind of pink. I'm gonna say the Elemental series from Brittany Cherry. I know I can get them on Kindle Unlimited, like I can read them, but like to have them on my shelf, in my house, in my hands, physical copies, like I'm hyped for that. That could be nice. Oh, you guys can't see that. I think I'm gonna go with that, the Brittany Cherry Elemental. I'll do both. Elemental series, the physical copies. But I guess for books that aren't just like recovers or whatever, the next Sarah J Maas book, she hasn't set a release date. She hasn't said what the book is going to be. I don't know nothing about it, but whatever the next ACOTAR book comes out, baby, I will be all over it. All over it, okay? All freaking over it. So I'm really, I have no hesitation whatsoever in buying the new ACOTAR book whenever that may come out. Hopefully soon. W, worst habit. I think many of us could agree with this and say that I'm gonna use just this one. I lied. Buy books faster than read books, or we bring in books faster than we, maybe I should just use like a mirror. We bring in books faster than we read them. So my TBR is grown substantially, and part of me is like, oh, it's fine, like it's not like I'm not going to read these books, but at the same time unhauling is like very real, and I'm definitely going to get ready to do that because I'm moving and I just don't want to bring books that have been collecting dust, or that I'm literally hiding behind books that I actually want to read, because I just don't want to look at them, like and I have that little interest in them that I'm hiding them. So yeah, that's probably my worst habit, is buying more faster than I'm reading. And I read pretty fast, but I can't bring myself out of the bookstore. X marks the spot, the 27th book on your shelf. Oh boy. Okay, I'll come back to that once I'm done. I'm almost done, I promise, with my makeups. Let me make sure this inner corner thing is like not crusty crust. All right, that looks kind of crusty crust. All right, I didn't plan on using eyeshadow, but I have this palette from Natasha Denona. It's my dream palette. I'm gonna use I'm going to use Spontaneous just a little bit to like blend this out, because it's kind of stopped abruptly and I don't love that. All right, I don't love that. This is what happens. Like I decide to do a little razzle dazzle and then it escalates. All right, let's get a little blending brush and soften that a little bit. All right, what was I? X, we'll go back to that. Y, your latest book purchase. I bought Thirsty by Jazz Hammonds, and that is a highly anticipated read for me. And then Z Snatcher, last book that kept you up way too late. Surprisingly, like I've been finishing books quickly, pretty-ish, but I haven't been like up all night reading them. I don't know, let me look at my Goodreads and see what was I just not going to sleep until I finished. Maybe it was Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I think I definitely was up with that one for a long time. Like I needed to finish and I needed to know. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna finish my makeup and then we're gonna go look at that X book, the X marks the spot book, and then we'll be all done. All right, I finished my makeup. It is pretty normal, pretty simple. But this is like my vibe. I feel like myself, I look like myself, I just look like I tried. But I just want to tell you everything else that I did. So I did mascara. I used the Lancome lash primer and Lancome Monsieur Big mascara. This combination is just everything to me. If I ever want to feel like a little bit more put together and like not wear any makeup, I do my brows every day just with brow gel, which I also did with some Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel, and then normally I just do like a clear lip gloss. But if I want to be extra fancy and feel like I like put myself together, I'll just do this mascara and that changes everything. And then for my lips I used Chanel, I can't remember what line this is, Rouge Allure Lac, and this is in 63 Ultimate. It really is like nothing. The color, it's just like a muted rose type of color. And then I use my favorite lip pencil. This is Makeup Forever Versatile Chestnut number 610. I don't know if they still make that one. It was hard to find for a while, but it's literally my favorite. So yeah, that's all I did for my makeup. And now let's go to the bookshelf and look at number 27. I have a bookshelf for read books and a bookshelf for unread books, so I'll just give you 27 off of both of those. All right, so I have books on this top shelf and I have books on the second shelf. They're kind of in disarray because I've been tinkering with them a lot the last couple of days, but I counted, and number 27 is Terry McMillan, How Stella Got Her Groove Back. This is my red shelf, so this is one of the oldest books in my collection. As you can see, like the pages are kind of dyed or from sun and just age and use and whatnot, but I love that. Like if there ever comes a point when all my books look like that, I won't be mad. All right, and then I counted the top shelf and down to here, and this one is number 27 on my unread bookshelf. The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. I'm not gonna hold you, I don't think this one's gonna make it to the on the move, because I started reading it. I read maybe like, I don't know, 20 pages or something, and it just totally didn't grab me and I was just bored. We'll see. But as of right now, this is book number 27 on my unread bookshelf. So there's that. So let me turn you around and close out the video. So I have shared with you guys my A to Z book tag. It was cool, it was interesting to talk about some book experiences, not just books, but like book experiences, like what's a standout moment, what's a quote that I couldn't think of. If I ever think of it, then I'll just pop it in the video randomly so you won't miss any of my thoughts about book stuff. I love talking about all things books and just reflecting, and yeah, I'm learning to enjoy doing the tags. I know you guys enjoy tags as well, because I think you just want to know more about the person behind the books, you know? So I don't mind sharing that with you guys. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you are enjoying the end of summer book camp. I am so excited to like film these videos for you guys and like do this like special treat. So I hope you guys are liking it. If you do, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. Before moving on, this whole week is end of summer book camp, so I'll be posting a bookish video every single day this week, or Monday through Friday. So please subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.